Welcome to this episode of the Verbalizers podcast. I'm Johan Verbalizer, and today I have a new great band to recommend, Haunter. Haunter is a punk-influenced black metal band from the USA that was started in 2022. The band technically started in January 2022, but Haunter started to actually promote the band and to actually play shows and things like that in September. The main influences for Haunter is the band Devil Master, as well as bands such as Son, Sign of Evil and Blank Spell. It makes sense that Haunter would be very influenced by these bands, considering that bands like Devil Master and Sign of Evil also play a sort of black metal that is strongly influenced by punk and speed metal. When writing riffs, however, for Haunter, the band takes inspiration from all kinds of places. It can be everything from Possessed to the German band Nocturnal and Perverser, to things like Metallica and even Avenged Sevenfold. I think that when you have this kind of very broad selection of influences, it usually results in some very interesting music. And well, I would definitely say that Haunter delivers very well in this sense. When it comes to the lyrics of Haunter, the band writes songs about themes such as ghosts, evil, magic, and sex. In addition, they have written songs about horror movies such as Hellraiser and Evil Dead. As much as I love extreme metal bands that are singing about things like Satan and gore, I do really like that Haunter takes the more, ghost/magic approach. I don't know, it feels like these kind of themes that feels kind of interesting to me. I mean, themes like I said, like Satan, for example, or like Satanism. It's like they are kind of themes that have bands have written so much about it. So you kind of like know what you'll expect from bands like that. But when it comes to bands like Haunter, that takes a more ghost magic approach, kind of more approach like that. I don't know. At least I feel spontaneously that it kind of makes me feel more interested in a way. I don't know. Again, I obviously love both sides, but I don't know. I think it's a very very cool thing with a band like Haunter. As you probably notice pretty quickly when you look at the band's artwork, the kind of color scheme that they follow is black and purple. The choice to use a lot of purple was made because the band thought it made the artwork look very haunting and evil. And I mean, personally, I really really like it. And I think that it fits very well with the band as a whole. Not only does the purple color fit with the artwork, but I also feel that it fits really well with the music as well. And I mean, I agree with Haunter that it looks haunting and evil. I'm not even sure exactly why, to be honest, but for some reason it just does. It really does. And I mean, in addition, I guess I could add that it's kind of like the way I'm thinking here is that when you're playing black metal in a way that differs from what you might normally expect from a black metal band, I feel that it makes sense that the artwork should also kind of represent that, if you know what I mean. And I think that Haunter has done that very well. And I mean, I believe that the purple color on the artwork was actually a big reason why I started listening to Haunter myself. So I would naturally consider that a very good choice. I mean, it got my attention, it looks great. So, I mean, what more is there to say about it? It's great, in my opinion. The band wanted to have a kind of generic sounding name, and they wanted a name that ended with a R, so like ER. After a while of thinking, the name Haunter just naturally came to mind, and they just immediately felt that it works really well for the band. However, not long after that, they found out that Haunter is actually the name of a Pokemon. But they said, quote, fuck it. And they decided to use it anyway. But some of you might have already made the connection to Pokemon, but the band actually did not know about it when they decided to call the band Haunter. So that was kind of a funny coincidence. But yeah, like the name has nothing to do with a Pokemon, but I thought it was kind of a funny story, you know, that they kind of realized that after and then just felt like, no, you know what, we'll just do it anyway. I thought it was kind of funny, really. And I mean, to be completely honest, not a huge fan of Pokemon myself, so I actually didn't know that was a Pokemon either when I started listening to the band. So that's kind of funny in itself, I think. Haunter is a pretty new band since they started in 2022, but they've already released 2 EPs, which is pretty impressive if you ask me. In 2022, which is the year the band was started, they released their debut EP titled Black Masses at Midnight. And in 2023, which is of course the year after, they follow that up with another EP titled Incantations Through Dark Magic. To kind of go back a little bit to when I talked about the band's lyrics, I think you can clearly notice the kind of ghost, evil, magic theme in these titles. I mean, they include words like black masses and through dark magic. So you can have a link there, which I really noticed and really like. When it comes to the plans for the future, Haunter is currently working on a split together with one of the members of the band Devil Master. And Haunter's first EP is currently being pressed on 7-inch vinyl. So you should definitely keep your eyes open for that. Unfortunately, I don't know when neither is going to be released, because the band has not told me anything about it. Hopefully both these things will happen very, very soon. I can't tell you, unfortunately, because the band didn't tell me, so I don't know either, but I would definitely encourage you to keep your eyes open for it. Lastly, I would like to share a quote to you from the band Haunter. Quote, "Stay evil and horny and play fast or die." End of quote. With a great quote like that, I believe this is a great way to end the episode. We at Verbalizers really appreciate that you've been listening to this episode until the end. If you enjoyed this episode, then it would be great if you would like to give us a follow and help us spread the word. This way you can support both us as a podcast, but also the bands that we are verbalizing. We will be back next week with more verbalizing.